Hello, welcome to the Sunday Lazy Chat. Won't be as long as last week's, but I've got a special drink tonight. Well, this afternoon really, it's sort of 4 o'clock-ish evening. This is cherry sour from Jack Forsey. A few of you might have watched Clive's video on it yesterday, where he drank it. I did the pheasant something. I can never remember the name of his bloody Cutter's Choice. Is it? Pheasant something is his channel, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, if you know Clive, you'll know his channel. So I'm going to have a go with Jack Forsey's cherry sour. I've been looking forward to this one. Nice little hiss. Not a great big. And once again, filled to the brim with beer this. So it's about, what, is it 2.5 kilos of Marisotta, then 1.5 kilos of pale pale wheat malt. Oh, sorry, I'm pouring this off camera, aren't I? Here we go. Look at that. Wow, look at that colour. Fantastic. So it's from his keg, and look at the clarity on that beast. Completely. I want to smell. Interesting smell. I'm kind of getting cherry on it, but more like wheat. It smells more like bread. Like fresh bread. That could be the Marisotta, I suppose. Let's go in. Oh. It's a little tart, not hugely. Out of that. That is lovely. This isn't going to last long, that's for sure. Yeah, so I say, I think 2.5 kilos of Marisotta, 1.5 kilos of pale wheat malt, then a 60-minute addition of SARS, I think 15 grams it was, and then a later addition, and I can't remember what time that was. I think it was about 15 minutes. So not a great deal of hops in it, in the boil, but just enough really. Then he fermented it down. I think he said he got down to about 1.012 and it was about 3.12. 3.12 I think was the pH reading, and then he chucked and some 500 grams of table sugar went into it as well. Table sugars, with dextrose really. It wants simple sugars. This is the Philly sour yeast that I'm looking forward to brewing with. I haven't done it yet. I was going to do it this week, but they didn't come till I think Thursday when I got the yeast. I didn't get round to it, and then it was Friday, and Friday was, well, it was Friday really. I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077 for Thursday, Friday and Wednesday really, so I didn't really do much in the way of brewing. So all I did last week was I kegged the Peter's Mild, chucked out the 7 Dead in Idaho, just drain poured it. It just had something about it, just wasn't right, and getting worse. Anyway, so back to this cherry sour. So this is done with the Philly sour. I'd mentioned to people that I'd done the Philly sour, and Jack said, "Oh yeah, I've used it, and I've done a cherry, sour with it, and I'll send you it. I'll send you one." I was like, "Oh, marvellous, thank you." And it turns up there's 5 beers, so not one but 5 beers. So I did one beer yesterday, and I didn't do a video to the channel. That just went straight onto BrewTube yesterday evening, and that was his Sabro, Citra, and I think Idaho 7 with the Lallemand Verdant yeast was that one. Blah blah blah. Oh, the Lallemand Nipa yeast, sorry. Idaho, Citra and Sabro, yeah, that was 4.5%. And that was a split batch he did. There's the other one from that split batch is Idaho, Citra, Sabro with the Verdant yeast. So, well, that was the Lallemand Nipa yeast, and then the next one is the Verdant yeast. So I'll be intrigued to see how different they are. I should have maybe done a comparison of them at the same time, but, well, you think of these things a bit too late, don't you? Yeah, not really great deal happening. I will get this sour done myself. Now having that, I'm like, yeah, I want to do one of these. That is so fantastic. And he reckons about 5%, because when you're chucking puree in, and you don't really have a good idea fully of what you're getting. It's difficult to know what sugars, how much sugar you get in and such. Reasonable carbonation. I mean, it's not hugely carbonated, but it's nicely carbonated. Just enough to lift the flavours about, but not overpowering. Not like a, like a lemonade or a lager. But there's a little bit of a head on that. Not a great deal. It's a sour. What do we expect? But it's bloody tasty. Sour cherries all the way. Yeah, there's all the way. Cherry on the taste. Tangy cherry. A little bit of sourness. Not a great deal. It's not like sucky face lemon kind of sour. Just a nice tangy sourness, just like I would like. Oh, I could do a keg of this, no trouble. Yeah. For first of the day, this is lovely stuff, this. Yeah, I mean, just look at that colour, man, and that clarity. It's just, yeah, stunner. So, thanks very much, Jack, for sponsoring today's video, so to speak. It's, like I say, it's not a great deal of things to talk about. I've just been watching football, so Spurs have just chucked away 2 points there, which is good. It gives us a chance against Fulham later in, about half an hour's time. So we'll go top of the league, possibly, if we can beat them. Beer-wise, we've got the Peter's Mild on. The Citra Jane's Last Dance is still there, and that's starting to shine nicely now. A Black Forest Ghetto, I'm barely touching that, so that's holding out well. And I've got a couple of spare bottles I put to the side. One thing I didn't mention, I forgot to mention last week, I got a couple... cheers, Graham. A couple of bottles I got last week from my mate Mike Ockroy, and he gave me a couple of these as well. So he brought me around 4 of these Goose Island halves. It was very nice of him. He got a load off a mate. Then he sent me the saison that he brewed, and I got drunk with him while he brewed. So that I will do a tasting of this and put the footage together and do a video, hopefully, of this, probably sometime next week. Hopefully, it's all getting a bit busy, isn't it? It's Christmas. Tiny Rebel Urban IPA he also did. This needs a bit of, it's like a rock, actually. He was saying it needs a bit of time, but I think that's pretty firm now. I'll leave it a couple more days anyway, just I want to get the saison. I mean, that's pretty much clear. I can see through the bottle there. That's just, yeah, that's the saison. So I've got those to get through, as well as the 3 more beers, apart from 3 more and this one from Jack. And then I've got the Secret Santa beer yet to come. I haven't had that yet, so looking forward to see what I get there. And who sent me it? That'd be interesting. There's a few yet to come. I've seen there's a few people are just posting on tomorrow and hopefully getting them away, so I look forward to that. Yeah, so I'll be getting a Philly Sour on tomorrow. It'll be Tuesday, I think. I'll be brewing. The wife's off tomorrow, so I won't be doing it tomorrow. I will spending the day doing stuff together, and so that'll give me Tuesday. She's back at work. Kids are at school. Well, one of the kids is at school, the other is having to self-isolate. He'd end up being in class. Somebody sits next to him in his history, he tested positive, and so he's had to self-isolate. And then it turned out that another person then tested positive a day or 2 later, so the whole year's isolating again, which is a bit annoying because this is his GCSEs. He's got his mocks next month. Thankfully, he's out of isolation on the 23rd of December, so we can actually have Christmas, see the in-laws and such, hopefully, on Boxing Day. And actually have some normality, I suppose, in our lives. And then hopefully that's it. If the youngest doesn't end up having to self-isolate sometime because of this week, because he's at school for 1 more week, then they break up. Should he end up having to self-isolate this week, then that puts the kibosh on all that. So, because he's only 4, so he can't just say, oh, you stay at home and we'll go. It's not really fair. Yeah, can't stay in his room really, being a 4. So yeah, not really a lot to talk about. That's pretty much it today, which is probably you'd be all pleased with, because last week's was 40 odd minutes, wasn't it, of just blah 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 blah. I did have a lot to get through last week. Not so much this week. Like I say, I'll get that done, and I will be looking. I've got the sultanas and currants for a mince pie beer. I watched the Craft Beer Channel's version of their tasting of theirs, and they weren't impressed with it. I think they put too much Carafa 3 in it, and it was coming out a bit roasty. But I will be avoiding that then myself. So that's to do. I'm hopefully want to get that in the fermenter before Christmas, that one, and also I'll get this Philly sourdough, and that takes about 10 days. So we're looking at Boxing Day sort of ready for this sour if I get it done before. What we on now? Is it the 12th? The 13th tomorrow, 14th. Oh yeah, we're tight. Jack said it took about 10 days for his to finish. So, but I don't think I'll be using fruit. I think I'll just be doing Hallertau Blanc. So just getting almost like a wine, like a white wine kind of, sort of, yeah, like almost like a prosecco kind of idea for mine. So I'll get that done, and then hopefully that'll be ready. Yeah, Christmas Eve-ish. Maybe get it kegged Christmas Eve if I'm lucky, because they're busy on Christmas Eve, as everyone is, getting last minute things, preps and things, collections of food stuffs from butchers and grocers and all that kind of thing to do. So I'll leave it there, and if you got this far, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.